Okay, let's call this meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, next item is approval of the agenda. Does anyone have anything they'd like to add or alter on the agenda?
If there's no additions or amendments, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
Moved and supported to approve the agenda as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Motion carries. The next item is approve the minutes of the regular meeting of October 14th.
I'll make a motion, the minutes be approved as presented.
I support.
Moved and supported to approve the minutes for October 14th as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? The motion carries. The next item is the financial report.
We had a beginning balance of $306,633.17. We took in receipts of $16,224.63 and made disbursements of $71,026.03, leaving us with a balance in the general fund of $251,831.77.
I make a motion to approve the financial report as received.
Support.
Moved and supported to approve the financial report as received.
Submitted.
I'd just like to mention that the large expenditure was all road commission. That's why it's large this month. They did the bridge and a bunch
Well,
of other
that's
stuff.
on the detailed report.
I know,
Okay,
but
just so they know.
if you're hearing that, we haven't
Oh, out in the
we
work.
spent a lot of money this month, yep, paid the road commission. Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. Moving on, correspondence, item A, St. Clair County Road Commission. Every year, the Road Commission allocates a certain amount of money for a local road funding assistance program. And they're only supposed to be able to do it 2 years in a row. This was our third year, so we were ineligible. Well, for some miracle, they ended up with money left. So they wrote a letter and said, we've expanded it, you can apply. So I had a couple projects, but now everybody's applying, so I had to go with the one that was, so I did apply. I went with the one that would probably have the best chance of approval, is to replace a bridge on Hessen Road over the Casco drain, which is after they replace the other bridge on Hessen next year. That'll be our only bridge with a load restriction.
Okay, wait a minute. We just replaced one there on Hester
Yep.
Road. Now we're having that other one with a bridge.
Yep,
Actually, that's from the critical bridge program.
right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we have one more down this way
Oh, okay.
between Lindsay and Putty Gut.
Oh, okay, right. Okay.
And that's the only bridge we have left with a load restriction. And that's always high priority for the county.
Okay.
So I've applied for that, but it
Oh,
was,
that's right there by the bond there?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
and I absolutely guessed on the price. I put the same as what we paid for this year. And if they notify us that we're approved, then we'll have to have a resolution saying that we'll pay it. So we can do that in December if they tell us.
So that's our last really bad one, once we did that.
Well, we got some bad culverts down here, but that's still up in the air. I'm working, trying to get the drain commission to cover that. So that would save us a lot of money if they do. But that's a never-ending story with the drain commission. Anyway, just want to tell you, yeah, I did submit it. You got a copy here. And I guesstimated the price. The foreman from the road commission thought it was a good guess. So we'll see what happens, because it hasn't been engineered yet, because this was a last-minute deal.
So you've gone down and you've seen that culvert that they put in on Hessen?
Yeah.
It's huge. That ought to carry the water. Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice.
Okay. If there's no questions, we'll move on to item B. We received an invitation to the Richmond Chamber of Commerce Christmas celebration, which is going to be held December 11th at the Golden Hawk Golf Course. And if anyone is interested,
It would seem a shame not to go, seeing that it's being held in Casco.
I think I will. I gotta check my calendar.
I think I will too.
Yeah.
Well, but after Dan got that thing from the gas line, I know why it's a Golden Hawk, because they have, Manasci sewed up for their gas line thing that night. The public hearing for that gas line I just gave
Oh.
Dan. If you look on there, there's a open house or a public hearing in Richmond on the 11th at Maniachi's, or whatever you wanna pronounce it.
So they got
Oh,
booked.
So I think they
So-
got booked ahead of time, and that's probably why they're a Golden Hawk, unless they're anticipating a larger crowd, but I can't believe that.
Yeah.
I think they would have rented out like the high school for like something like that.
Oh, for the
Gas line.
gas
I
line?
don't know if that's what it said
yeah.
in that thing.
Well, nevertheless, it's in
Nevertheless,
Casco this year, and
Yeah, I
that's
think-
kind of nice.
I think
Okay,
I'll-
the cost for this adventure is $35 a head. If you think some of you are going, if you want the board to pay for it, we need a motion, folks.
Well, I will make a motion that people submit their request to go to the dinner, and if they want to be reimbursed by the township, I suppose they can ask for that as well.
I support that.
Run that by me again. I
I'm
thought we were
just-
just gonna
I'm-
have a motion to
well,
approve
I'm just
payment
saying,
of the
pay
35
per
per
request.
member if they go.
Well,
Right.
yeah, and that's
Reimbursement.
essentially what I said.
Oh, yeah,
if
but
you
if a
wanna
member
Started
pay
wants-
for
like
it.
that, but it didn't.
Yeah,
end
if
right.
you
Okay, but
didn't-
if a member wants to pay for themselves.
Folks then
Yeah.
don't wanna get
Right.
paid.
Yeah,
Right, I've
Understand.
got, the
that's, I
board
wanna
will
leave that
pay,
option up there, you know.
the board will pay per request
Right.
if the person attending wants reimbursement.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Okay,
what
that
I
was supported.
intended to say.
Yes, it was.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. Moving on, old business, item A. We have resolution 2014-12, and that, we talked about this last month.
Yeah.
And it's the ordinance on kennel and animal hospitals. Basically, the planning commission felt the language was self-explanatory, but they did add the last sentence in number 1 that says, if located in an ag district, the kennel shall be operated by the owner and occupant of a single-family residence on the same parcel.
Where's that?
Right
Number
there,
one.
yeah, number 1.
The last sentence.
Oh, the last time.
That's the only change from what you saw last month.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Do you want that specific language to reflect in the minutes?
No, it doesn't have to, it's part of the ordinance.
Right.
All right, any questions or,
No?
I think it's fair.
The planning commission was,
Well, I was not present, I had a military commitment I had to take care of. But I
Well-
trust my planning commission
Yeah.
members. So,
Well, last month it wasn't crystal clear that it delineated between residential and ag.
Right.
But in the ordinance book, if you look in there, it's under ag, it's not under residential, so it can't happen in residential zone.
Gotcha.
okay, do you think this is all fair to hogs and dogs and cats
Well,
and rats?
it's better than what we had.
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I make a motion to approve resolution 2014-12. Resolution to adopt Casco Township Ordinance 30-89. Amend Casco Township Ordinance number 30, section 8.03, Township Kennel and Animal Hospitals.
Support.
That was a long motion, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
Brenda likes those.
Just cover it.
I'll just put refer to resolution.
Crystal clear, they stand up in court.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
Moved and supported to approve resolution 2014-12. Is there any discussion? I should ask Mrs. Carboni, because she's been to every planning commission meeting and she was to our meeting.
Just what the next step is. So now, the
Well,
planning commission, they still haven't
No, they're
approved
done.
it.
They're done.
Oh, they are?
We're gonna put it in the paper, it'll probably be in hopefully next week. And then within 7 days, then it becomes an ordinance in the township. And then if you wanna act on it, then you can act on it.
So like next month's meeting or something?
Well, you
Is
don't
there
have to come
actually a-
here to do it, just come into the office, we'll give you an application
Okay.
and go from there.
And I can come to you well in advance, like I'm actually planning on not doing it until the end of April.
Yeah, that's
But it's
reasonable.
okay to get approved and
Yeah.
everything, so we can start redoing the inside of the
even-
barn.
If you go through the process, probably gonna take you a couple months anyway. So as long as it's not gonna be, if it's gonna be within a year, yeah, you might as well get started on it.
And so you'll do your, what kind of therapy for your, not therapy you have? What do you do?
Oh, play care, dog play care.
Do you do cat play care?
Well, no, they have, there's a
That's for
manner.
the dogs, yeah, they get the cats, see?
Yeah,
I was
that's part of the
serious.
game, right?
It's some, what she has now is really something. If we could get something like that in Casco, that'd be a hoot.
And I'm actually, Colleen did come out to the building, I'm actually gonna try to mirror that, but doing it with barn wood, like it's a bar. So it has nice oak bar in there with copper in that. Well, I'm gonna do a barn wood timber and then frame all my windows, which there it's all oak. I'm gonna frame them all in barn wood and just kind of redo it. I wanna like even take the same furniture in the lobby and put it there so that when my existing customers walk in, they still have that feeling of,
The old place.
it's the same place, you know, because they
While the
like
owners
it.
go to work, the dogs get to play, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Take it all.
It's
they have
amazing how many
babysitter?
dogs are fortunate in that
Dog
little
sitter.
area.
yeah,
That's nice.
Okay, good luck.
yeah.
Okay, moved and supported, there's no other discussion, we'll have a roll call vote, please.
Roll call.
Mhm.
Colleen,
Yes.
Bill,
Aye.
Patty, yes. Dan,
Yes.
and Joe.
Yes.
Okay, moving on, under new business, item A, Construction Board of Appeals. You remember, I believe it was 2 months ago, we did appoint 3 members to the Construction Board of Appeals. And we've had that for a long time, but we've never had an application form or a fee schedule. So we kind of stole this one from another municipality. And think it'll do the job, hopefully we still won't need it.
But now we've got.
And so it does have a fee on there, so that, because I know a couple of the members we appointed, they were having coffee, and they said, do we get paid for that?
Is that two dollar signs on the, after the fee, or?
No, that's
No,
$375.
$375. And I priced around, and some, in neighboring townships, they're $800 and $1,000.
Whoa.
So,
Well, that's so people won't be frivolous,
well,
right?
it's a starting point.
So that's $375, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus engineer cost.
if
Is there a
any.
way we could clear that up? Because that 3 doesn't look.
Well, we could probably put it back up on top or on the bottom,
Yeah, you might
Yeah.
want, because that look
if
confusing.
you approve it.
This is just a draft, guys.
Right, okay.
So, if it's approved, we'll make sure it's crystal clear, that you can read it. But we ran it off the computer, and then we needed to add that price, so we tried to squeeze it in there. Okay, so if you're.
Need a motion?
Yep,
I make a motion to approve the application for appeal. God,
and fee schedule
and fee
for the
schedule.
construction.
For
Board
the
of Appeals.
slow down,
Okay, well,
Construction Board of Appeals.
we'll wait, make sure Brenda's got it.
I'm just doing arrows.
There you go.
You're happy, I'm happy. Okay, moved and supported.
Who supported it?
Nobody.
thought
I
somebody-
support.
I thought I heard it
Oh, she
someplace.
did? Oh, I didn't hear you,
Sorry.
Kyle.
No, I just did it. I
Oh,
did
I
it
guess I didn't hear it.
before.
See,
Okay. Moved and supported to approve the Construction Board of Appeals application and fee schedule. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. The next item is, every year we get county millage on park and recs, and the distribution this year to us was $16,903.98.
Nobody does.
And,
He didn't think to give us.
the proper thing to do is have a motion reflecting that we accept that millage distribution.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the Parks and Rec millage distribution for
Support.
$16,903.98.
Support. Sorry.
Okay,
Beat you up.
moved and supported. Is there any discussion? Just that, this is November, next year we gotta get serious on the park and rec
Yes.
thing. It's time to, if we're gonna look at the master plan or get some direction what we're gonna do. And,
Driver required.
they're not, the county isn't happy because we're accumulating money, we're not spending it, except on the odd up there. And they'd like to see us do something, but I called almost every township, and they all do something, but they all do it at the hall. And around their
Around
township
their
hall.
township.
They either put in a walking trail or a playground or a barbecue or whatever.
Or a dog park.
And we don't
Oh
have
my
that.
gosh, Colleen, I was just sitting here thinking, because I had asked about a dog park earlier.
Yeah.
I
If we
know.
could just get it priced
Well,
out.
you know, I can't take my dog for a walk on these roads, that's for sure, you know, but I do have 40 acres.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Anyway, we don't have the privilege of doing that here. And
Right.
when you get all by itself somewhere, you're really limited to what you can do that's not gonna cause you a lot of headaches. So we need to look at that probably after the holidays. We're gonna put our brains together, see if we wanna spend some money on a master plan, but
Well,
you really need what you know. You really have to know what you wanna do before you get into the master plan.
Right.
then why can't we just revisit what we did,
What we already
We could.
have.
you know? Revisit
Yeah.
all of those surveys that we took and all of that, and I bet it hasn't changed one bit,
Probably not.
you know?
So anyway, I just thought I'd kick that in. Okay, so we didn't vote yet. So
No, we didn't.
Moved and supported. Any other discussion? Call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining?
Oh, not a roll call vote?
Or not spending.
We're not
Well,
spending
we're
money, we're
receiving
getting.
it, we're
We're
not
just-
spending it.
Accepting the distribution. Did I tell you roll call? We were,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
my fault,
Just
sorry.
draw a line through it. We're good.
Okay, moving on, item C. The treasurer would like to close the safety deposit box at BOA and open one at First State, and she needs a letter of authority from the board to do just that. So we need a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the treasurer a letter to close the safety deposit box at BOA and open one at First State Bank.
Support.
Do you need anything to reference that you're the signatory for that or not? In the motion?
That, no, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay,
We'll get all that straightened out
You
when
said
we
the treasurer.
get to
That's
First
the
State.
You
treasurer.
said the treasurer.
Yeah, that's
The
fine.
Honorable
Yeah.
Colleen
okay,
Stover.
just checking while it's on the table. Okay, move to authorize a letter to close the box and open another one. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. Okay, moving on, payment of the bills before Patty dives in. At the very top, we had a little misprint there, that's why you got another one on the table. Because it said on 10/14, instead it said after 10/14. It's the only difference. Otherwise, they're identical.
ICC code books?
Huh?
ICC code books?
Those are for our building inspector. He needs, every
Gotcha.
time they come out, and we
Yes.
gotta buy them. And, we are sharing, we bought extras, but Columbus is giving us like $120 back. We're sharing the cost. Okay,
I make a motion that we approve the bills as submitted.
Support.
Moved and supported to pay the bills. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, please.
roll call. Dan,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Pat, yes. Bill
All right,
and Colleen.
Yes.
okay, moving on. Citizens' comments.
I have
Okay.
something. All right, now
I
let
asked
her.
her first, but she shook her head no. She already got her free advertisement.
Right, there we go.
Okay,
First of all, I want to thank everybody that worked my election this year. It went off really good. But I want to bring up people that think they have to put in silly names for write-in votes. Please don't do it in the future. It cost us like 2 hours of extra work because now we have to count every one of those silly votes and write down each name. So next time when you see if there's a write-in, just leave it blank if you don't know the real name of the write-in. Thank you.
Like what kind of names? were you
Donald.
getting?
Donald Duck, Mickey
Oh,
Mouse,
that's
and
just-
we have to count them now.
That's-
Because at the last election, we had a man running for something, and he needed 63 write-in votes. Well, it showed write-in votes, but we didn't count them because nobody was a write-in vote. They weren't
They
valid,
weren't valid.
but we almost had to have a recount of all the count, of all our townships because of write-in people.
Yeah, that's just
It's-
childish.
So please, do not put your wife's name in, your husband's name in, or Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck. Just
Yeah.
leave it blank.
And we've seen cases even up at the presidential level, how every vote counts. And if you do that, that's disrupting.
It just causes a lot of work
Some of
for
There
those-
weren't
us.
enough lines on the paper in the poll book for them to fit all the names on.
Right.
There was so many.
Why didn't the ballot explain, as it has in the past, I believe, that if you vote a straight ticket, you should not mark any of the other
It does.
choices? I don't believe it
It
said
did
that
for
on
the
the ballot.
primary, I
Did
know
it?
it did for the primary.
It's supposed to have general, on the thing, if you read your, top of your thing, it tells you exactly how to vote. The thing that you put your ballots in, it's all right there. That if you vote straight
Oh,
ticket,
you mean it's not actually on the ballot?
No,
It's
not
on the-
anymore.
It's on the secret
it's on the
ballot.
secret sleeve.
Yeah.
Cause it takes up, we have a big ballot.
Yeah, for sure. we do.
Right, so now it's on the front, it does
Oh,
tell
that's
you how to
good.
vote.
That's good. Because I asked about it and they said it wasn't there.
Yes, it
Is
is.
there-
Somebody didn't point.
Is there still talk about consolidating elections like, there, you know, that one
They
guy,
did.
what's that?
We did.
We already did.
No.
No,
I
what do you mean?
There's that, well, I think, it didn't go anywhere, that, what's his name, Lauders, he's
Lauder?
Flowers,
Yeah, he was introducing a bill basically just to have, you know, general election every 2 years, and everything would be on the November election.
We
No,
gotta have a primary.
Well,
no,
I mean, not just the primary, I mean, school board elections, everything would be
They
shoved
are
in
now.
November.
If they want an election that's not those two,
Yeah,
then the school has to pay
because
for it.
the schools used to have separate elections.
Yeah.
and now they're with ours.
Yeah, and they should run their own elections.
Well, talk to your people up at state. They're the ones that made us switch
Yeah.
and take over all that work. I mean, it actually costs the schools more money when we run.
Well, I don't know about anybody else, but East China tried to reduce their costs by changing the term of the
Yeah.
board members from a 3-year or a staggered 4-year, whatever it was, to a 6-year. Not a good idea.
No, but it's just, school districts are a separate government entity. But why shouldn't they have to run their own elections? That,
Well, because it's no cost to them when
Yeah,
they do it in
but
the
yet-
November
Yeah.
election.
yeah, right.
That's
And
why.
I don't know if that's what to cause voter confusion. Sometimes you need to you
Yeah.
can't be overwhelmed. And I think sometimes with
judges
school
and-
elections and that should be on a separate time, a separate date.
Yeah.
So
well,
people could
Right.
judge that on its own merit.
Right. But
Like
then
it
the
I've said
schools would have to
before,
pay for
like the
that.
governor, people got crazy when 2 years from now, when the president, people are really gonna get crazy.
Yeah.
Just on that one and,
right,
Yeah.
right.
And I know, but the schools, I mean, every school, I don't know about Marysville, but most of the schools around here are running at a deficit right now.
Right.
They can't afford those elections, they
Right.
can't,
Right.
you know,
And it also is easier, I'm on both sides,
yeah,
because it's also easier for your voters to only have to come and get out and vote.
democracy is,
I
It's not
agree with
supposed to
you.
be easy.
It's not supposed to be easy, but,
yeah.
Saddam Hussein had very easy government.
yeah, well, that's why I'm really for the AVs. So people that can't get around real easy, they can vote from home.
Yeah, I'm against electronic voting. I think you need a tangible evidence of a voter.
Ballot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really.
But
do.
I mean, that's the one thing, Patty, we don't have any arguments, people having to show their driver's
No,
license, this and that.
not at all.
I mean,
No,
I,
not very
when I go down to vote, you know everybody at that table,
Right.
you've known them for 30 years, and still, there's my driver's
Right.
license.
I
Nobody
even show
questions. Yeah,
You know,
so, yeah, that's a good thing, and
Yeah, it is.
everybody should have to show some
Right.
identification.
but
Shouldn't-
our election, of course, I've got wonderful people working for me.
You do.
They're
I
all-
really
they're
do.
all very
I got my
good
right hand
people. Well,
lady here.
Yeah.
Colleen worked
Citizens are
this year.
That was fun.
Yes.
And then the August primary, all electric went out,
Out, yes.
and when the members responded with a generator.
Yes, we
That's it.
You
did.
know,
That's
'cause we,
democracy in
we
action.
figured
There
things
was.
out
got
around
the
here.
job done.
Yes, we did.
That happened in Detroit, you'd still be counting the votes.
Right.
Okay, guess I'd just like to add one last thing on the election, that You said there was like 1,300 votes cast in Casco?
Yeah,
We had a pretty good turnout. That's a good turnout.
Yes, it is.
1,300 votes.
Yeah, 43% countywide.
yeah,
That's-
we did good,
One other thing, today is Veterans Day. We'd like to thank all the veterans
yes.
for their service. We
Thank you,
certainly
Joe.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
My husband?
And I guess that's about it, unless somebody else has anything. We're up to adjournment, unless you got something.
And happy birthday, Patty.
And it's my birthday today,
Ah, happy.
so I get to celebrate with all of our veterans,
Oh, good.
every year.
There you go.
And you're not as old
Well,
as
I
that.
have one
anymore.
thing.
No.
4 years ago, I was in Brampton, Ontario, seeing the launch of one of our cars. And they celebrate Remembrance Day, which is like
Remembrance Day.
Veterans Day and Memorial Day combined together.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Canadians observe that far more solemnly, a lot more reverently than we do any of our holidays. I was very impressed with that.
And
Even-
Armistice Day in
Yeah.
in England.
Almost all the stores are closed in Toronto
Really?
area. Oh, yeah.
Really?
I'd like to say,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
Wouldn't
was
you-
just-
Wouldn't that be nice? We don't even
Oh,
close
yeah.
on
People
Christmas.
were wearing that whole week the red poppy all around.
Sure.
It was very impressive.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, nothing else, we're up to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I support.
Moved and supported to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Stand adjourned.
Got this.
7:20.